The National Catholic Broadcasting Council presents Let Us Reflect Together. 40 Days of Lent Retreat, From the Cross to Hope. Day 2, The Passion According to John, Truth Before Power, with Bishop Gerard Bergie.
We now journey with Jesus as he is handed over to Pilate. During their encounter, Jesus speaks truth to power. In fact, Jesus is the truth.
Then they took Jesus from Caiaphas to Pilate's headquarters. It was early in the morning. They themselves did not enter the headquarters so as to avoid ritual defilement and to be able to eat the Passover. So Pilate went out to them and said,
"What accusation do you bring against this man?"
They answered,
"If this man were not a criminal, we would not have handed him over to you."
Pilate said to them,
"Take him yourselves and judge him according to your law."
They replied,
"We are not permitted to put anyone to death."
This was to fulfill what Jesus had said when he indicated the kind of death he was to die. Then Pilate entered the headquarters again, summoned Jesus, and asked him,
"Are you the king of the Jews?"
Do you ask this on your own, or did others tell you about me?
"I am not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests have handed you over to me. What have you done?"
My kingdom is not from this world. If my kingdom were from this world, my followers would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not from here.
"So you are a king."
You say that I'm a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice.
"What is truth?"
After he had said this, Pilate went out to the Jews again and told them,
"I find no case against him. But you have a custom that I release someone for you at the Passover. Do you want me to release for you the king of the Jews?"
They shouted in reply,
"Not this man, but Barabbas."
Now Barabbas was a bandit. Then Pilate took Jesus and had him flogged, and the soldiers wove a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and they dressed him in a purple robe. They kept coming up to him and saying,
"Hail, King of the Jews!"
And they struck him on the face. Pilate went out again and said to them,
"Look, I am bringing him out to you to let you know that I find no case against him."
So Jesus came out, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. Pilate said to them,
"Here is the man."
When the chief priests and the police saw him, they shouted,
"Crucify him! Crucify him!"
Pilate said to them,
"Take him yourselves and crucify him. I find no case against him."
They answered him,
"We have a law, and according to that law he ought to die, because he has claimed to be the Son of God."
Now, when Pilate heard this, he was more afraid than ever. He entered his headquarters again and asked Jesus,
"Where are you from?"
but Jesus gave him no answer. Pilate therefore said to him,
"Do you refuse to speak to me? Do you not know that I have power to release you and power to crucify you?"
You would have no power over me unless it had been given you from above. Therefore, the one who handed me over to you is guilty of a greater sin."
From then on, Pilate tried to release him, but the Jews cried out,
"If you release this man, you are no friend of the emperor. Everyone who claims to be a king sets himself against the emperor."
When Pilate heard these words, he brought Jesus outside and sat on the judge's bench at a place called the Stone Pavement, or in Hebrew, Gabbatha. Now it was the day of preparation for the Passover, and it was about noon. Pilate said to the Jews,
"Here is your king."
They cried out.
Away with him! Away with him! Crucify him!
Pilate asked them.
"Shall I crucify your king?"
The chief priests answered.
We have no king but the emperor.
Then Pilate handed Jesus over to them to be crucified.
Many of you may be familiar with the phrase, speaking truth to power. In the exchange between Jesus and Pilate, this is precisely what we see. The truth is speaking to temporal power. It is a profound irony that the man, Pontius Pilate, who sat in judgment over Jesus, was forced to ask a question that seemed so obvious. Jesus says, "For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth." Pilate asked him, "What is truth?" One would naturally assume that Roman law was built upon the simple premise that justice demands discovering the truth. How could someone judge a matter if he did not know what he was looking for? The truth is that Pontius Pilate was not interested in acting justly or in seeking the truth, because he was filled with fear. In order to appease the crowds and prevent a riot, he condemned an innocent man to death. There can be no justice without the truth. Jesus tells us that he is the way, the truth, and the life. Pilate was blind to the fact that the answer to his question was standing before him. The crowd rejected Jesus, the truth, and they chose Barabbas, the bandit. After being scourged, mocked, and crowned with thorns, Pilate places Jesus before the people and states, "Here is the man, ecce homo. We behold what we have done to the truth because of fear and pride." This was not humanity's finest hour. 2,000 years later, the world continues to struggle and search for the meaning of truth. Unfortunately, like Pilate and the crowd, many continue to choose Barabbas the bandit, who robs us of our peace. If we decide to follow Jesus, we will discover the truth about ourselves and the world around us. If we embrace truth, we will not feel discouraged because we know that we are loved.
Join us tomorrow for Day 3, The Passion According to John, Life from the Cross, with Bishop Gerard Bergie. For more information, please email us at info@ncbc.ca, visit our website at dailytvmass.com, or call our office toll-free at 1-888-383-6277.